The new public administration. The new public administration is the result of publications, conferences, and events. First point, important publications. The books of various thinkers gave new lease into the new movement of public administration. The publications are as follows. Dwight Waldo's Public Administration in a Time Revolutions, 1968. Frank Marini's Towards a New Public Administration, The Minnowbrook Perspective, 1971. Dwight Waldo's Public Administration in a Time of Turbulence, 1971. George Frederickson's New Public Administration, 1980. Second, Honey Report, 1967. John C. Honey, a professor of the Syracuse University, conducted a comparative study of public administration as an academic discipline in universities of United States. It identified 4 problems the discipline faced. First, inadequate funds for high-level research. Second, uncertainty over the status of the discipline. That is it a science or art or discipline or a profession? Third, lack of public administration departments in most universities. 4. Lack of communication between public administration scholars and the bureaucrats. Third, Philadelphia Conference, 1967. The American Academy of Political and Social Science organized a conference in Philadelphia on December 1967, chaired by James C. Charlesworth, to discuss the topic, the theory and practice of public administration, scope, objectives, and methods. At the conference, varied views were shared, such as public administration was viewed as an academic discipline, as a profession, and as a field exercise. Some defined public administration as administration in public interest, while others related it with governmental administration. Thus, it was clear that there was no consensus on the definition of public administration, but there was agreement on certain following points at the conference. A. It is difficult to determine the scope of public administration. B. The policy administration conflict is misrepresented. C. The American public administration as a subject of study should deal with U.S. public administration. D. The bureaucracy must be studied structurally as well as functionally. E. The training of administrators in public administration and business administration should not be combined. F. Public administration as a profession should remain separate from the profession of political science. G. The normative administrative theory and the descriptive analytical theory in public administration is in a state of confusion. H. The hierarchical view of authority in an organization needs to be changed. That is, administrators must view workers as coordinates rather than subordinates. I. The administrators should be trained in professional schools. J. Public administration courses should emphasize not only administrative organization and procedures, but also on interdisciplinary approach. K. Public administration has not been able to deal with social problems. L. Public administration is unable to use scientific methods in all parts of its discipline. Fourth, Minnowbrook Conference, 1968. First point, the impact of urban riots, black movement, unemployment, campus unrest, and Vietnam War on the American society in the late 60s and early 70s, as well as problems like poverty, hunger, unemployment, etc., faced by new independent nations which emerged from colonial rule in the late 40s and early 50s remained unresolved by traditional public administration. Second, the Honey Report and the Philadelphia Conference created a feeling of restlessness among the young scholars about their discipline. Third, the young scholars of public administration were experiencing generation gap because they felt that their views were never heard. As a result, 33 young scholars met in 1968 at the Minnowbrook Conference Center at Syracuse University in the United States under the leadership of Dwight Waldo. They questioned their discipline and developed public administration which would be sensitive and capable of solving their problems which had remained unresolved for years. The basic objective was to examine ways of making public administration responsive to social concerns and to be an agent of change in reforming the society. This was well articulated by Waldo in his article Public Administration in a Time of Revolutions, published in Public Administration Review in 1968. The major points discussed at the conference are as follows. A. The need for internal democratic administration. B. The relevance of public administration to the issues of the day. C. Justice, equality, and equity to be incorporated in public administration. This conference papers were published in a book titled Towards a New Public Administration, The Minnowbrook Perspective, edited by Frank Marini, 1971. This book not only provides the historical perspective on the debates, but also topics that required research in the future. Anti-goals. New public administration has three anti-goals which are as follows. First, anti-positivist. The definition of public administration without values is unacceptable. Public administration, therefore, needed to be more flexible, dynamic, and policy-oriented. Second, anti-technical. The human aspect is necessary in the study of public administration and not just the technical and structural analysis of public administration. Third, anti-hierarchical. The emphasis is to make bureaucracy flexible and functional and eliminate hierarchical structure of public administration. Themes or goals of new public administration. Frank Marini summarized the themes of new public administration under 5 heads. First, Relevance. The advocates of new public administration pointed out that the discipline was unable to solve contemporary problems and issues. As a result, it was becoming irrelevant. Therefore, it is essential for administrators to identify the social problems, analyze, and suggest suitable measures to resolve the problem. For example, problems of pollution, slum, health, etc. Second, values. The advocates of new public administration emphasize on the discipline being more public, more prescriptive, more client-oriented, more normative, and more policy-oriented. This makes the organization to serve the people better. For example, yearly health checkups of all employees in an organization. Third, social equity. One of the goals of new public administration is the realization of social equity. This is possible by reducing economic and social disparities and providing opportunities for all social groups. A fair and equitable distribution of public services and implementation of policy should be the motto of new public administration. Thus, the administrators should become champions of the underprivileged sections of the society. For example, establishing schools and providing free education for the underprivileged children. Fourth, change. New public administration focuses on how to change the way administrative work is done and how to reduce bureaucratic hassles in government institutions. New public administration does not allow enslavement to permanent government institutions which become ceaseless power centers of dominant classes. Therefore, administrators must become active agents of social change. For example, digital transformation of various departments and reduction of power centers help to avoid red tapeism. Fifth, client focus. New public administration advocates a client-focused administration. That is, administrators must sense people's needs and respond to it. It is necessary for administrators to show efficiency during execution of policy as well as during delivery of public services along with the human touch. Therefore, new public administration stands for positive, proactive, and responsive administrators rather than inaccessible, authoritarian, and ivory tower bureaucrats. For example, pensioners who are unable to go to bank for their life certificate, banks send their employees to complete this formality. Features of new public administration. According to George Fredrickson, the features of new public administration are as follows. First, responsive. The administrative organization and procedures should be responsive to the changes that take place in the social, political, economic, and technological environment. For this to happen, administration has to be flexible and adaptable to the changes. Second, client-centric. The decisions of the administrator must be rational, That is, he must consult the citizens and take their views before implementing the decisions. Third, management-workers relations. Good relation between the two boosts the morale and efficiency of the workers. This human relations approach within the organization help to have cordial relations with their clients or citizens or customers. Fourth, structures. The old hierarchical structure must be done away and replaced with appropriate decentralized authority suitable for present-day administrative organizations. This facilitates citizens' interaction. Fifth, no single approach. Public administration deals with varied and complex public affairs. No single approach can understand this complex public affair. Hence, it is essential to have a multidisciplinary approach. Sixth, knowledge. The administrator should have knowledge about politics and law, but at the same time, it is necessary to understand the dynamic functions of society. This knowledge allows the administrators to bring smooth transition from policy to implementation. According to eminent author George Fredrickson, the traditional system of administration is unresponsive to the demands and needs of the people, and therefore there is a need to restructure the system in order to make it responsive to public needs. Role of public administration. The role of public administration is as follows. First, implementers. Governments formulate and adopt policies. These policies are translated into reality by public administrators. Second, service provider. Governments offer various programs in public interest. Public administration is concerned with the implementation and performance of various programs of the government. Third, basis of government. A government can exist without a legislature or a judiciary, but no government can exist without administrative organization. Fourth, brings stability. Governments may come and go, but the stability and continuity in administration is provided by an administrator. Fifth, social change and economic development. In developing nations, public administration's role is crucial for accelerating socio-economic change in society. Sixth, specialized services. Today's governments provide various services to the people. This is possible because of highly specialized professional and technical services provided by public administration. The new public administration has transformed public administration into a socially conscious discipline. The new public administration has changed the way in which bureaucracy works. It has tried to change the quality of public life and remove the sufferings of the downtrodden people of the society. Public administration is indispensable because contemporary civilization cannot progress without a sound administrative system. With increasing duties and responsibilities, On the state, the importance of public administration has increased when compared to other branches of the government. Thus, public administration has made every effort to meet these challenges. Criticism. New public administration has been subjected to criticism. First, critics like Alan Campbell pointed out that there is nothing new about new public administration. Issues raised by new public administration were raised earlier also. The only difference is the way public administration responded to social problems that existed earlier. Second, critics have pointed out that advocates of new public administration are trying to put what falls within the arena of political institutions, political process, and political leadership into public administration. Third, though new public administration has brought public administration closer to political science, it has been criticized as anti-positivist, anti-theoretic, and anti-management. Fourth, new public administration has certain social and moral purpose. It is difficult to implement what new public administration visualizes if there is no legislative or political will, or if the bureaucracy is not committed, or due to lack of skills and technologies. Fifth, thinkers like Carter and Duffy have raised doubts whether social equity an objective of public administration can be achieved. This is because what it means and what is required in public programs vary greatly. Sixth, thinkers like Dunne and Fauzzini have pointed out that new public administration has created an illusion of paradigm revolution within the field. Robert T. Golubowski has pointed out that new public administration is a partial success because there is a gap between goals and performance. He describes new public administration as revolution in words and status quo in skills and technologies.